Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for February 17th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, let's start with this 4 and 8. So vertically, we have all our 4s. Horizontally, we get a 4 in one of these two cells because of this 4 and this 4. That points into this box along with this 4, putting a 4 into one of these two cells. All right, we have an 8 here. We have two 8s. That puts an 8 in one of these two cells. Vertically, I don't see anything with 8s. All right, let's do the 3, 6, and 8 now. We have two 3s here. Puts a 3 up here. Vertically, nothing. The 6. Not seeing anything with the 6. Horizontally or vertically, and then the 8 here. We do have two 8s. Puts an 8 in one of these two. So when this happens, what we want to do is just do a quick glance to see how 8 is restricted in this row, right? Because we restricted 8 to 2 rows in the box, and it's not because it was already placed in the row they're not in, right? So we want to check over here for how 8 is limited. And actually, we do see something. So this 8 looks down here saying 8 can't be here. So in this row, 8 can't be here and 8 can't be here. So the result is that 8 is in one of these 3 cells for the row. And that gives us something called claiming. Claiming is where the row claims the digit from the box. So row 7 in this case, this is row 7, we count from the top. Row 7 needs an 8, and it's not going to be in box 7, it's not going to be in box 9, so it must be in box 8. Wherever the 8 ends up, it'll be one of these 3 cells, and all 3 of those cells happen to all be in box 8. That means that we can't put another 8 in box 8. So we can't put an 8 down here. So we've eliminated 8 from all of these cells. I'm trying to see some consequences here. One thing I did is I looked at this column. And since this can't be 8 now, it's actually only these 2 cells that can be 8 because this sees an 8 as well. Unfortunately, it's not enough to act on. This box is similar. But we also have that place for 8. Okay, so these not being 8, I'm not sure if there's an immediate consequence I can use, but this corner mark is there to try to remind us that we found that. All right, come back up to, let's see, so 8's in one of these 3. I want to see if I missed anything with 8s. I don't think so. All right, back up to this band. All we need to look for is any low-hanging fruit. I don't see any. Oh, wait, we need to look at this box here. I forgot I wasn't on that box yet. All right, so we need the 2. Nothing with the 2. We do have 2 5. Oh, we have all 3 5s. 5 is actually limited to these 2 cells. That kind of marking can come in handy later when we eliminate one of them. Did I look at the 3? Yeah, I looked at the 3. All right, how about the 9? So this 9 looks in here. And this 9 looks in here. So I didn't need this 9 to tell me that, but it sparked my attention. So we can place the 9 in this box. And now these 2 9s look down. This 9 looks in, putting a 9 in one of these 2. See, here, we've limited 9 to 2 rows in this box, but it's because we already have the 9 in this row. So it's not as interesting. Let's see. So the 9, I believe we've taken care... Oh, actually, we have these 2 9s looking up. This 9 looks in. That places the 9 here. How's that affect 3s for this column? It doesn't, really. That's not... Okay. That's not 3. Now we have these 2 9s looking in. What's a 9 in one of these 2? Now, what we have found here is a hidden pair. Notice our corner marks for the 4s and 9s overlap, and they aren't in any other cell. They overlap in 2 cells. And so what this is telling us is one of these 2 cells must be a 4, and one of these 2 cells must be a 9. Well, if one's a 4 and one's a 9, there's not room for anything else. That's called a hidden pair. In general, hidden techniques will remove anything else that could have been in these 2 cells. We can center mark them as 4, 9. Now we can think about the digits that can no longer be in these 2 cells and how that affects things. So I have 2 choices to kind of streamline that. One is to look at the 4 cells that remain in this box, and the other is to look at the 3 cells that remain in this row. I always want to look at the one that's fewest, because those are the true digits that got removed. It's really the unity of them, or the intersection of them, I should say. Anyway, what are these 3 digits? We need a 1, 2, and 7. So 1, 2, 7 is left. This 1, 7 sees this cell. So if 1, 2, 7 is left, can't be 1, 7. It must be a 2. And then we're left with a 1, 7 pair here. So now with this 2, we can just follow up on it. This 2 looks in. That places the 2 here. Follow up on these 2s, putting a 2 in one of these 2. How's 2 in this row? Pretty open. Okay. So back up to here. Since we already took care of the 2, it's just the 1 and the 7 in this box that got limited. But we can see that it's 1, 5, 7 that's left. So let's just pencil that out. That's not 1, that's not 5. Okay. So the 1's in one of these 2, the 7's anywhere, and the 5's in one of these 2. So we don't really get much out of that. I think I can clean this up a little bit. Sometimes corner marks can just add to clutter. So I don't really need that 5 corner mark anymore because it's part of a triple. Okay, so anything else low-hanging fruit-wise? We can also check these columns. We know that 1 and 7 were removed from the columns. Also 2, because we just got the 2. I am not seeing anything particularly special about that. I do see we have 2 1s looking in here. So 1's in one of these 2. Okay, yeah. Let's move on to this next band here. So this 8 does look in here. None of these are 8, so the 8 ends up down here somewhere. That's going to point into this box with this 8, putting an 8 in one of these 2. Vertically, we don't have anything else. The 9. So when I do a vertical scan, assuming I mean, there is a big assumption that I didn't miss anything when I scanned vertically on these digits, but assuming I didn't, I only have to scan downward. I only have to look for an 8 down here and a 9 down here. That might affect this box. Because I already found this 8, right? I don't need to double find that. And so this bottom band, you don't have to scan vertically at all because you should have already taken care of it. But sometimes you can like look up and see, oh, there was some geometry that I didn't notice. That's useful for that digit. So, but you don't have to. You can always look for that after. It really depends on how much you can take at once in terms of cognitive load and what you're used to looking for. All right. Anyway, we did the 8 and the 9. Not much there. We have the 1, 4, and 9 here. So we did the 2 1s already. 4, we have all of our 4s. We have these 2 4s. Puts a 4 in one of these 2. And then the 9, we already have we have a lot of 9s. In fact, I see. Yeah, we've got our standard 3 9s are left. Therefore, they're in this pattern. Okay. 4 digits left in this box. Let's take a look. We need a 2, 3, 7, 8. 2, 3, 7, 8. Well, I mean, we know this one's not an 8, so this is 2, 3, 7. This one's not a 3, so it's 2, 7, 8. This one's not a 2, so it's 3, 7, 8. Really not exciting. I don't see anything else that I want to immediately mark up. I wonder if this row's interesting, though. It's 5 left, but like it's in 2 boxes. We need a 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So none of these are 8, yeah. These aren't 2 or 8. So 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay. This can't be 3 or 8, so 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 2 6 7's left. This can't be a 2 or a 7. 3, 6, 8. Not too exciting. Oh well. Let's do this final band here. Starting with this 5, we do have 2 5s looking in here. It's a 5 in one of these 2. How's that affect 5? Yeah, 5 for this column, right? So we know now this isn't 5. This 5C's here, and so 5 ends up in one of these 2 cells. So that means that 5 is not in these 2. Again, we're claiming the box. So this one particularly is not 3 or 5, so that should be good to mark. We could be 1. We can't be 2, 3, 4. Can't be 5 because we just claimed the 5s. Can't be 6 actually. Could be 7. Can't be 8 9s. We're down to 1 7. That's a 1 7 pair in our box. So actually, I may have been able to find that. What is the digit? The 7. No, the 6. May have been able to find that the 6 was also limited to these 3 places. Where is the 6 actually limited? Yes, just like this. So because 6 is limited to these 3, we also had a hidden triple. But the naked pair is another way to find that. It's the 2 sides of the same coin. If this is a hidden triple, this is a naked pair. 3 6, 3 5 6, 5 6 is what's going on there. Anything with that might be interesting? Not that I immediately see. Okay. So coming back down, we did the 5s. We have the 1 and the 2. Not seeing enough with that. Okay, and then we just have this for, I mean, we're not going to find anything with this. Unless there's some geometry I'm not seeing. 4, 7, 9. No. 2, 5, 1. Okay, so what's our next step? Well, we want to look for any low-hanging fruit that I might have missed. Basically, it's rows, columns, boxes with 4 or fewer open cells. So I'm just going to go row by row, see if I missed anything. Then I'll go column by column. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anything in the boxes. We can check. Columns. This column needs 2, 4, 7, 8. This can't be the 2 or the 8, so this is only 4, 7. And when I mark this, like, the big thing is looking to see if I created a pair or anything like that. This can't be 7, or 2 or 7. So it's 4, 8 only. And this can't be 4, so it's 2, 7, 8. Okay. Anything else? This column needs 3, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, this can't be the 5 or the 6. So this is 3, 8. Okay. Don't see what to do with that yet. All right, let's look at the, well, I did the rows and the columns, right? I don't think the boxes have anything special. When I go through the boxes, I can look for cells that, like these 2 cells. Oh, sorry, the 8s are, yeah. This was the thing I was worrying about, is that I would forget claiming. So these 8s are claiming. So we should not have filled an 8 here. This can actually only be 4. So this is a naked 4. That gives us the 7 and the 4 up here. That gives us the 1 and the 5. That gives us the 7 here. Gives us the 1, 7, and 1 here. Gives us the 5 in this box. Wow, that was huge. I think that those claiming 8s were necessary. All right, we got the 1 here. These cannot be 7s. It was something I had already found and I just mismarked, which is something I do look for as like if I get through the whole puzzle with the initial scan, I look for low-hanging fruit, and then I look to see if I respected all my corner marks, because often I don't. I don't know what it's hard to keep track of everything, but I don't know, like, if I have a good excuse for that. I don't know why I wrote that 8 there. I shouldn't have. Or there. I think I don't know why. I think it's because of the 2, 8 pair. I thought I didn't need it, but I clearly do. All right, this is a pair. We need the 8 and something. The 6 and the 8. Okay. So I just got a ton of digits. Let's take a look at how they affect things vertically. So I got the 1, 5, 7. The 7. Actually, a 7 is very helpful. Puts a 7 in one of these 2. That's going to point in here with this 7. Putting a 7 in one of these 2. That's it for the 7. All right, the 1. 1s are done vertically. 5s. 5s are not done vertically, but we're about to. Place that 5, which then places... So, just in case you're unclear what's happening here, because these corner marks are telling us where the digit can go in the box. So as soon as I place this 5, it removes the ability for this cell to be 4. So it removes that 4 corner mark, which now means there's only one 4 corner mark, and now there's only one 2 corner mark. So we get the 5, 4, and 2. That becomes somewhat automatic once you're used to it. That 9, that 4. This is 3, 6, 7, not a 6. So 6 in this box is only there. This is 3, 7. Giving us a 3, 7 pair, so that cannot be 7. Placing the 7 in the box. This column finishes with a 9. Oh, I missed it. I thought it was 9. Oh, it's 6. I don't know. I'm missing 6 all over the place in this puzzle. It's not a 6, by the way. That places the 6 and the 3 here. All right. I want these 2 cells and these 2 cells. This is... We know we need 3 and 9. This time it is 9. 3 and 9. So this 9 tells us that's 3, that's 9. Giving us this 9 as well. 9s are done. Yeah, we had these 3 9s left. We just got them. We need a 4 and an 8. So this 4 tells us that's 8 and that's 4. We're just plonking the rest of the digits, I think. So this can't be 7 or 8. Let's actually fill these out. So we need a 1. I was seeing this one. I was looking to see if we had another one. We need a 2. We need a 3. We have 4, 5. We need a 6. We have 7, 8. So this can only be 3 out of all those. And this can only be 1 out of all those now, and that's only 2. Okay, that gives us the 8 and the 2. These can't be 8. That can't be 3. Can't be 2. Here we get the 8 here. Oops, we get the 8 here. I don't know what happened there. That's 3, that's 8. That's 7, that's 3, that's 7. That's our 8 and 7. 6 and 8. Lots of digits to get here. This one. That's a 3. This one is a 6. The row needs a 2. This row needs a 1. Here we need a 3 and 5. Like that. Remaining digits, we need a 2. Oh, that's what I'm not seeing. We need a 2. We need a 5. We need a 6 and 7. There we go. Now we're done. All right, not too bad today. I think the key deduction was the claiming 8s here. And that's something that actually we specifically found because of the technique of, all right, we had these 2 8s. The 8 got corner marked into one of these 2 cells, telling us that this couldn't be 8, which we already knew, but it's a nice piece of information. It's like a signpost saying, hey, let's just look at row 7 real quick. When we did that, we saw that this also couldn't be 8, and these were filled. So 8 ended up over here claiming the box, and then later, when we were penciling this column, ideally, I would have seen these corner marked 8s and not penciled a 8 in it and saw this was a negative 4. But I penciled it as 4, 8, and later came back and saw that it couldn't be 8 and giving us this 4. But without that 4, I'm not sure that the puzzle would have collapsed right then and there. So seemed like the most important step to find. And that's not that easy to see. This 8 here, this 8 here. So our scanning strategy has kind of gave us the path to have found that. Cool. Well, hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, then why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.